Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight in this this best of 5 match against Lebanon Valley College. Joining me tonight, I'm Matthew Pellegrini, assistant coach of Rocket League, and joining me tonight is Alex.
Hey. I'm a student at Arcadia on the League of Legends team and new to commentating. So
we both are, so please bear with us. All right, looks like we're getting started. All right, so those of you who don't know, this is a MAC rivalry for LVC against Arcadia University. All right, we're going to be switching over to Arcadia. All right, that's 1 goal for LVC.
It was a quick goal, which is good for us, gives us a lot of time to rebound from that. Playing really well offensively today for Arcadia.
Yep, this is the second semester of Arcadia Esports. Not second semester technically, but COVID kind of threw a wrench into the plans, and so all players are playing remotely right now, which makes things a little bit more difficult. But they've been hanging in there and performing very, very well. So LVC is off to a very good start. They're putting a lot of pressure up on our side of the field. There's John with an arrow to send it back. And this is Ben trying to take it down off of the wall. And now LVC is up 2-0. This is a best of 5 match, so there will be plenty of time for us to come back. There's still more than 3.5 minutes left in the match, so there's plenty of time for our guys to rally.
Definitely. I'd still say it's totally winnable.
Oh, absolutely. And, I mean, more than anything, you hope for a good match. We, of course, want the team to win. But it's always entertaining to watch a close match or watch players have to adjust on the fly or teams adjust on the fly to teams they haven't played before or strategies they're not used to.
Yeah, I think it's going to be key for Arcadia tonight to try to counteract Lebanon's pushing of their side, and that should really benefit them.
All right, so we've got a good back and forth going here. Looks like Arcadia is starting to adjust and get used to playing against this team. That's Will sending it down. Now, hopefully all the viewers are having a good stream. It looks like the players are having an easier time than we did last week, as since Rocket League went free to play, the tournament servers have been a little bit iffy, with a lot of lag introduced, very high pings, and sometimes borderline unplayable. Oh, that was an excellent shot.
Great shots on goal right there from Choice, I think I saw. Great shot and a nice block from them as well. Nice block from us, too. Definitely a high-paced game.
Absolutely, and one of the strong points of the Arcadia team is the level of communication between Ben, Will, and John. They've got their rotation down pat usually and are able to easily and quickly communicate with each other. It's kind of a drag that we can't see this ourselves. It's always entertaining to watch in the esports arena at Arcadia. As team communication is such a critical part of really any team game, of course. So now John's trying to take it down.
Another great save there.
Excellent stop. John sends it down, sends Ben down there. They've got 1 defending.
It's unfortunately able to clip it off from going in, but it was still an excellent play by Arcadia.
Looks like that was an attempt at a demo for John to the goalie, which can be an absolutely critical play to get a goalie, get a team a man down, and then drop it in. Excellent shot by John. So LVC is finding a good balance of trying to drum upfront pressure while still not leaving themselves vulnerable in the backfield. Arcadia is having a little bit of trouble penetrating, but they are playing a great game so far.
I'd have to agree. And you can definitely see the change in them from the first 2 goals they scored. They've adapted really well to LVC's strategy.
Absolutely. And, first game is always a warm-up game. Both teams feeling each other out.
I think next game we're going to just see a bunch of plays from both teams that are going to be really great since they now know how each other play. We do get a demo by Arcadia, which is the first one of the match.
All right, Arcadia getting out of the corner, sending it back down. Now this game looks like it'll likely be a loss, but they're not giving up yet.
No, they are not. That was another epic save. Followed by a follow-up shot, but the save in the first place was pretty cool.
And this is likely the final play of this match. Let's see if we get any last-minute interesting plays. That's a nice, very, very close. All right, Alex. So what did you think of that first match?
Definitely a great first game. You could definitely see both teams were definitely feeling each other out and trying to figure out their playing style. I think you could definitely see Arcadia getting wise onto how Lebanon was playing towards the end of it. Few unfortunate shots that got in, but I think those are just going to happen in any kind of game. And I think this second game is really a good chance for Arcadia.
Absolutely. And practicing with these guys 2 times a week at least, they're all just such great players, such high-level players. I am the assistant coach for Rocket League, but every single one of our players is more skillful and talented than I am in the game. So it's a joy to watch them play at this level. Because Ben, Will, and John, that's Space Spear, Swim, and Janger, really just have a good gel. I believe Ben is the team captain and kind of leads the charge, but the entire team is just up to the task, and it's a lot of fun watching them practice and kind of develop their strategies, their methods of communication, and being able to watch it unfold in official comp, especially a MAC rivalry, just keeps you on the edge of your seat. And it's Arcadia Esports is still so new. It still almost feels like a dream. It was a lot of hard work from everyone in the team to bring this together, and a lot of faith from the Arcadia administration to see the writing on the wall that esports is going to be a big deal. And COVID certainly set things back a bit. But it's just awesome to see Arcadia Esports. And we are back. This is game 2 of 5. Arcadia is down one match if you're just joining us. But they are putting up a great fight so far.
Quite a lot of pressure compared to the last round where Lebanon seemed to hold the pressure at the very beginning. Arcadia seems to be taking it this round, and there's a shot right there that really looked good.
And it's so important to get to know a team as you play them, to see the mistakes that teammates or other teammates are making from the other team and learn to exploit those.
Absolutely.
And if you're also just joining us and didn't catch the first match, my name is Matthew Pellegrini. I'm the assistant coach for Rocket League. And joining me is Alex.
Hello.
We are both new to commentating, so you'll have to bear with us for some silences that are not anticipated. We may outright miscall some things, but we're going to have fun doing it.
I probably already have.
All right, so Arcadia pulls up into its first lead of the evening.
And that first
LVC was putting up a very good fight. They're playing a very, very balanced game right now. And it's great watching Arcadia kind of crack that nut.
Yeah, I think that first point is really going to boost the team's morale and give them the go push they need to probably win this game.
Here's hoping. They're certainly gelling a lot more than they were in the first match, or at least the first part of the first match. And there's going to be a lot of opportunity here.
It's still very early on in this game, and there's still time for anything to happen.
Wow, excellent shot by Faithful Beard.
2 great shots.
Looks like the team's pulling up a little far. Arcadia could have exploited there.
They do get a demo off, so they're now a player up for the time being until respawn.
If they can go ahead and sink one more goal, they can start to play it a little more safe and try to coast, although I wouldn't expect them to want to coast. They'll want to fight the entire way.
That's what you like to see.
Absolutely. That's what keeps the matches interesting, especially when the commentating may leave something to be desired. We're coming up on about halfway through this match, and Arcadia is still putting up a great fight. Those of you who weren't here for the first match, LVC or Lebanon Valley College, is a MAC rival for Arcadia.
We do get another goal by Space Beer this time, and it's now 2, so we can see if they will play a bit more defensively, or if, like you said, they might just keep pushing to see how far they can go.
All right, the match is now halfway over. Here comes John trying to set it up, but he is beaten on the wall. We've got Will pulling back into the 3rd position, moving up to 2nd. Will got beat, but is able to... Oh, it looks like that was Ben that contained. It's coming back down. Ooh, close one right there. It's amazing the difference playing at lower levels of Rocket League into the higher levels, how much of a team game it actually becomes, where very intentional passes, misdirects, redirects, everything, it all comes into play, whereas at the lower levels, you know, you're just kind of banging the ball around and hoping it goes in the direction that you want. To see Arcadia players playing at this level is just great. As myself, someone who's in Silver 3, Gold 1, Gold 2, generally stays there. You know, I don't get a lot of opportunities for passing plays, and watching Arcadia play at this level is just great.
Yeah, and as someone who can barely even try to aim at goal, this is completely amazing to me as well.
You said you're on the League of Legends team?
That is correct. I am not a Rocket League player, and
if it makes you feel any better, I know what the word jungling is, but I have no idea what it means.
Yep, that's a whole different world from Rocket League.
Well, that's one of the things that makes Rocket League so accessible and so popular is that, you know, the base rules are just so easy to understand. You're playing soccer with cars. Obviously, there's nuances and details and all of that, but it's just so easy to watch because you get the gist immediately as long as you're familiar with sports where there's 2 nets and 2 teams.
Oh, absolutely. I know it was a staple for my dorm room last year.
It is a great party game because it's easy to watch. It's easy also to start playing. It's basically a physics simulator. Okay, LVC does go ahead and score 1. We've got less than a minute to go. This is a best of 5 with LVC up by 1, so Arcadia is hoping to tie the rounds up. LVC is trying to set it up for the tie.
Pushing very hard for that. Arcadia does a great job carrying the ball down to the other team's side.
Wow, what a save. Excellent setup by our team, but an absolutely great save by LVC right there. Will be enough. They're sending it back down.
Another great shot.
Excellent save by Janger. You got to keep it in the air if you're not familiar with Rocket League. Once the timer runs out, wow.
Oh, that was close.
Wow. That was... All right, you love to see Arcadia win, and you love to see it come down to millimeters. LVC could have tied right there if you're not familiar. As soon as the timer runs out in regulation play, the game doesn't end until the ball hits the ground. And as you just saw, LVC had it in the goal. The ball was more than a little bit past the threshold, although it has to get fully in there. Wow.
I'd say 1 second more, and I think it might have been a goal, but that was
Probably not even a second. That was very close. I hope someone clipped that.
That was quite the way to end the second game, especially on a victory note. So for those of you who are now tuning in, it is now tied score of 1 game to 1 game, and it's best of 5.
All right, Coke Phone getting some love up in the chat. While we wait for the match to reset, should be any second now. Let's see. So, Alex, how were you introduced to Arcadia Esports? Oh, looks like we're going back in just a sec.
I'll make it quick then. Pretty much, I was a first-year student. It was a first-year program. I was into video games. I said, let's give it a shot. And with that, let's go to game.
Excellent. All right, we are back. This is round number 3. Tied 1-1, Arcadia LVC, our MAC rival. And Alex, that's great to hear. Tim Beloff, the director of Arcadia Esports and largely the architect of everything it became, although, of course, athletics deserves a lot of credit as well. I can't tell you how happy Tim was to bring something like that to Arcadia. The fact that Arcadia even went for it and that it could be available for a first-year student was kind of like what everyone was hoping for, to just draw in the enthusiastic, excited crowd. And between the 4 sports that we have at Arcadia, which is League of Legends, Rocket League, Hearthstone, and Overwatch, we got such an awesome response. It really was great. And I'm so happy that was something you got to experience. You said first semester. Were you here last year?
Yes, last year was my first
so you got to
year.
experience the actual esports arena.
Oh yeah, I was there when it was getting still put together at the beginning of the year.
Excellent.
Can't wait to get back there. It's definitely something to behold.
And we are obviously still in round 3. Arcadia has adapted to LVC's strategy, who was being a great combination of both aggressive as well as conservative in their plays and their rotation, and really was a tough nut for Arcadia to crack in the first round. But that second round, they brought it back. And one thing I can tell you is Arcadia is great in the red zone. Their sense of communication and formation when the other teams bring it up to the net is pretty great.
Almost 2 minutes past, still no goals on either side, so it is pretty evenly matched this round. I think both teams won it pretty badly.
I can also tell you as a Rocket League player, it's nice to have tournaments like this where generally the etiquette leaves the possibility of toxicity out. Rocket League can be kind of toxic. Even just with automated D-pad based chat where everything's kind of pre-programmed for console players at least. But new players can catch some flack if they're not pitch perfect when they play. Watching tournaments play at Arcadia where everyone's got a respect for each other's abilities and the sense of competition, it's nice not to have to worry about seeing offensive things in the chat. It's
for sure.
It's just nice.
Definitely makes the game more playable and more enjoyable, in my opinion, as well.
What is the toxicity in League Level? All right, LVC scores their first goal of round 3.
Still 2 minutes left, though, so we definitely have a good chance of bringing it back, and I have faith that we can still do it. This round so far has been pretty evenly matched, and all it takes is, from what I've played little, not as much as these guys have, but I think they could still tip the scale very easily.
Oh, absolutely. All it takes is a couple easy misses from either team for things to just get completely switched around.
Great save there by Zinger.
Nice little shot on goal. No one was there to follow through. Ben sends it back so John could bring it forward again. Katie's starting to bring the pressure.
They definitely seem to be more... They definitely seem to be more focused on a bit of defense, in my opinion, right now, that they have the one-up advantage. They don't seem to be pushing as hard as they were before, which can have its benefits and downfalls.
Absolutely, and one of the tenets of basic rotation or general rotation for threes in Rocket League is you always need a man in the back, a person in the back to prevent easy pop-ups from getting over the last defender and just rolling right in. And that's one thing Arcadia is usually very good at. is making sure that third man back, or the position 3, as I believe it's called. So you've got that last line of defense. Excellent save there.
And an open shot.
Now, John was trying to juggle it and bounce it in. We've got Will bringing it up, so, Ben almost seals the deal. A little less than a minute left. We've got Will in the back to stop and challenge.
Do get another destruction there. Can definitely see that that's Arcadia's game plan a bit more right now, I can feel like. And I think it's a valid one at that. It's going to disrupt them, and hopefully that disruption leads to a mistake. And like you said earlier, Matt, one mistake can get a goal.
Absolutely. 1-point game in basically any sport. It means it's not done until that final bell rings. Excellent save. All right, looks like, oh no, they're keeping it up in the air.
They're definitely going for it, but even Arcadia still held out strong till the end of that one and did not let that point go in, even if it didn't mean they could change the output of the game. They still.
All right, so that was round 3. Arcadia is down 2 matches to 1, and this could be the deciding game coming up. But as we've seen, they are absolutely capable of adjusting to LVC's strategies, and I'm looking forward to this next round. As obviously, I feel Arcadia can pull it off no problem.
For sure, I think just seeing the difference from how they played first round to second round isn't, and like the change that they made, that they're going to be definitely able and capable to do that same thing again for round 4 and get that win this time.
Absolutely. Here's hoping. And I think one thing we can safely say is LVC is a great matchup. These are entertaining games. There's a lot of back and forth that lets you know, we're not totally outmatching them. They're not totally outmatching us, because frankly, those games can be boring to watch. Obviously, we want Arcadia to win every time. But as viewers, if you get close to the point of wishing there was a mercy rule, it feels kind of like a waste of time. And watching Arcadia work with LVC here seems like just a great matchup. It has been nice to watch. I wish there was okay, looks like we're coming back to the game. All right, this is round number 4. Arcadia is down 2-1 right now. I'm curious to see what LVC pulls out here. Are they going to try to play it safe and maintain their advantage on the overall matches won, or are they going to bring the pressure and try to seal the deal?
They definitely do have pressure on themselves right now to try to maintain that lead. I'm sure they definitely want to keep it. Going into a 5th round would be stressful for all teams, I'd say.
All right, first goal of the match, 30 seconds in.
A quick goal, but I bet our team's spirits is still high, and it just gives them more time to rebound from it, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, 30 seconds in means nothing at this point. Shot on goal. LVC scores again.
I'm interested to see how they play this game from now, especially with the game lead as well as the point lead in this round. If they're going to try to continue what they've been doing with their strategy of really applying pressure, or if they're going to switch to a more defensive role.
And it is a shame that since we're not actually in the esports arena, head coach Brian Curcio is not able to kind of, rally with them, talk to them in between matches, and have that in-person presence, which can, make a big difference for the team's morale, the team's general spirit. Because, regardless of what level you're playing at, everyone is susceptible to getting tilted. It's no fun losing, especially when the stakes are high. So, it's nice to have that in-person touch. And Brian Curcio being a great head coach, is a missed presence for the players, I believe. Although I got to say, Discord does a pretty good job of bridging the gap while we're working remotely.
I agree. There's still just nothing like that face-to-face, though.
Absolutely, and you can attest the Arcadia Esports Arena is pretty awesome.
Yeah, being in there just makes you feel like a little extra hyped, I think.
Oh, totally. Yeah, there's definitely a vibe that you don't get from just kind of playing at home in your same old chair. And not to mention the controllable lighting. All right, LBC with their third goal. With 3 minutes and 11 seconds to go, that still doesn't mean anything.
I wouldn't count Arcadia out yet.
And not to mention, I believe we've got a second game coming up at 9:15, so there will be more Arcadia Esports Rocket League. We're taking on Point Park.
So stay tuned if you want to see that action. LBC is not letting up with their offense, though, so that answers my previous question of if they're going to change their strategy. It does not seem like they are. But, with that being said, could that have just backfired as Arcadia just scores another goal by Space Beer this time?
Well, with the entire series on the line with this game, I wouldn't be surprised if they're kind of changing it up and deciding let's be a lot more aggressive. 2 minutes, 49 seconds is plenty of time to tie up this game. So I'm curious to see how things play out.
And that goal definitely boosted the morale of the team, I bet. So I'm sure they're going to be feeling pretty on cloud nine right now with that one.
I hope so. And we're hoping to get Arcadia Esports to a spot where, we'll have player cards and be able to feature players and whatnot. As, those are who should be featured. We should be getting everyone's names out there, their Twitch streams and accounts and whatnot, just because they're the reason we're all here.
With that being said, make sure to hit the follow button for this Twitch. If you didn't see beforehand, they stream 4 days a week, and we stream all 4 of our games on said respective day. But today is dedicated to Rocket League, so I will maintain focus on that.
Yes. Okay, so Ben is bringing it down. He's got a couple of mid-air taps.
With a great shot.
LVC is just playing some solid defense. Wow, excellent shot by Swim.
Leaves us 1 minute and 50 seconds to tie up the game.
Looked like Will was heading back to position 2 or position 3. Saw the setup and just capitalized on it. Excellent. This could be a very, very good match. All right, lots of back and forth. Both teams are absolutely bringing it.
We do get the third
John
goal.
Ties it up. I don't know if they changed their strategy or if LBC is cracking under the pressure, but this is a joy to watch these guys sink. What is that? 3 goals within a minute or so?
They made a comeback with under the time that the other team was able to score their goals. So I think that in of itself is rather impressive. And we do have another great shot.
Wow.
That turns into a goal. That is quite the comeback.
4 unanswered goals. Arcadia is absolutely bringing it. I believe the last 2, maybe 3, were from Will Costa, Swim. Or do I need to pronounce the question mark with my inflection? Swim? I'm going to do that from now on because that's what he chose.
Sounds right to me. With 1 minute remaining, we're still up 1 point, and I know I am at the edge of my seat for this one, and a little bit anxious by it. Not gonna lie.
Oh, that's how it should be. This has got all the makings of a good match right now.
It's games like these that make me want to close my eyes, but that's kind of hard to do while commentating.
Oh, all right. One of Arcadia's team members just got demoed, but they're still keeping it down on blue side.
That's really great, so they can get the time to respawn in and resituate themselves in their position.
All right, they are now on the defensive, just trying to keep it away from the front of the goal. And here is Ben bringing it straight down. That was a mid-air challenge.
I think it's
they're still pushing. This looks like it could be a win, though. I don't want to celebrate prematurely here. Oh, a crucial miss. Oh, no.
Darn.
Oh, no. LVC with an absolutely dreadful miss that should have tied it up. Wow. All right. Well, it's still a good match. Looks like we may go into overtime unless we can get a great play here. Here we go.
Right off the bat, we get the demolition.
Starting off with a demo. That's good news. 3 seconds. Keep it in the air, guys. Will sends it down. Excuse me. Swim sends it down.
Oh,
still in the air.
All right.
All right.
First overtime of this game, and hopefully not the last. For those unfamiliar, sorry, after you.
No, so if you're joining us a little bit late in the game, this is okay.
That would be the end.
That is the end of Arcadia's run for these matches.
What a great way to end the run.
Absolutely, some excellent pushes by Arcadia here. Game 2 in particular, with that nearly 0-second tie goal or goal to tie.
And I'd say this, even though it was a lost round, this game was one of the better ones rounds, I should say. It was one of the better ones we've seen.
Oh, actually, absolutely. And I have to imagine we're going to be reviewing the replays and kind of breaking down, how everything went and just kind of analyzing and looking to improve for the next round. So that was a good 3 rounds. Or excuse me, that was 4 rounds. Yes. 4 total rounds, and Arcadia just played a great set of matches. We didn't walk away with the win, but we had some powerful pushes. And I was really hoping that last match was going to be a win. And it seems like it should have been a win, but there was just a couple of easy misses on both teams to allow that final tie goal to go in with however many seconds were left. That was so close.
I was definitely on the edge of my seat that whole game, and I think it could have gone either way. With anything, one thing could have changed, and I think we probably could have won it.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think we were outmatched to the point of where, this was a lost cause. This was, I think, a great set of matches. Arcadia held their own, if not dominated, in some plays or some entire matches. And just as a team, they're growing, and hopefully they're feeling warmed up for the match at 9:15, which is against Point Park. Yes, Point Park. Okay, so it looks like, Alex, unless you've got anything else to say, we're going to cut to a break for, looks like it'll be 15 to 25-ish minutes, depending on how things go, and we should be back around 9:15 for the start of the best of 5 with Point Park.
We'll see you guys then.
if I'm still in your heart.
can feel your energy when you're looking back at me. Through the crowd I see your eyes, they're like stars beneath the sky. Can we call upon our friends and dance until the end? Can we stay right here forever? 'Cause we're finally all together. Supposed to feel hopeless when you're surrounded. For me, it stops the hypnosis. My feet are finally grounded with you. You're supposed to feel hopeless when you're surrounded. For me, it stops the hypnosis. My feet are finally grounded with you. I can feel your energy when you're looking back at me. Through the crowd I see your eyes, they're like stars beneath the sky. Can we call upon our friends and dance until the end? Can we stay right here forever? 'Cause we're finally all together.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Matthew Pellegrini, assistant coach at Arcadia University for Rocket League, and joining me tonight is Alex.
Hello, everyone.
And we are about to hop into our second round of the evening with Point Park University out in Pittsburgh. This is their first official night of esports. This is their inaugural match, I believe. So this is exciting, and Arcadia University would, of course, like to extend a congratulations, because it's no small feat to get an esports program off the ground.
For sure, especially during these times of COVID. It's hard on its own, but extra props for that.
Absolutely. And so if you're just joining us, the previous match was against Lebanon Valley College. It was a best-of-5 match. Arcadia lost in round 4, but put up a hell of a fight. It was a very close match, and we had some great comebacks, I thought, and some very close situations. So it was a very good game to watch. All right. It looks like we're just waiting for the players to spawn into the match. We should go live any second now. All right. Looks like we're about to get started. All right. So we are now in match 1. This is a best-of-5 round for Point Park University. Similar to Arcadia University, they were Point Park College until 2004, when they had enough graduate programs, I believe, to convert to a university, which is not dissimilar from Arcadia's own story when it was Arcadia College. Excuse me, Beaver College. All right, so we are off to a good start. Ben is carrying it down. And we've got Swim, excuse me. With the question mark, we have to use the inflection of a question when we pronounce Swim's name. We've got Ben taking it down with John following it up. Couldn't quite get there, though. And as Alex and I were discussing initially before we went to air, this is our first match against Point Park University, and so this is the start of our rivalry, where LVC was a known rival for us, a known MAC rival.
We're starting it here tonight. You heard it first. It's a rivalry.
That's right.
And from the
And we're
looks
off
of
to a
it,
good start.
yeah, I was gonna say it's gonna be a pretty good rivalry so far. No goals, almost a minute and 15 seconds in. It's pretty evenly matched, and there's been non-stop shots.
A lot of back and forth, and we were checking out the Point Park's Twitch channel in between matches. They played a match at 8 as well. And similar to the Arcadia team, they had a quick succession of goals in one round. Arcadia had a great push forward against LVC.
Nice try on the save for that one. Slipped right by it a little bit.
Looks like they tipped it up a little bit, which still counts as a save. Point Park was able to... Oh, no, I thought they followed through and was able to tap it in. All right. All right, so we are watching from Ben, or AKA Space Spears feed right now. Ben is the team captain. And here he is trying to take it down the field. You can see Point Park is pulling into a defensive position, kind of doing their due diligence rotation.
And I think that's going to be pretty telling for how they're going to play these games, especially since it's game 1 and they're 1 point up going into a defensive position.
And it always, in a best-of-5 match, it definitely takes at least one match for the teams to feel each other out. And Arcadia is a very flexible, very capable team of kind of adjusting on the fly as they learn what their opponents are doing, what their general approach is. So we've got a very good team. Swing and a miss from Swim. But great follow-up by John from the 3rd position. We got Will, who's going to center it.
Nice save.
Excellent save. We're seeing some great rotation from both teams. That's what's going to keep this match close. Oh, very, very close.
We still do have roughly 2 minutes on the clock to score that point and bring it to a tie. So it is definitely still doable, in my opinion.
Absolutely. One thing we should mention, if you are joining us for this match and weren't here before, both Alex and I are new to commentating. And there's going to be a whole lot less yelling, but, maybe we'll warm up to it.
If there's a really nice goal, you never know. I might lose it.
Absolutely. Arcadia is bringing the pressure. Point Park is rising to the occasion as well.
For a first match, it's definitely really nice to see this many good plays in it, especially since they're still filling each other out.
Oh, absolutely. The constant back and forth is telling us that there's a good amount of rotation on both sides, where they're playing it safe while trying to push it forward, and it just should be hopefully another good matchup. The Lebanon Valley College was, I thought, a great matchup for Arcadia.
We have Space Beer taking it down.
Good follow through. Oh, that's bad news. I imagine there is some yelling going on Point Park University's stream right now.
Good goal on their part. Yelling well deserved.
All right, 30 seconds left in round one.
2 points down, but we did see them do a quick succession of goals at the last game against Lebanon, so it's not out of the question for them to pull it off.
Definitely not. Okay, well, I mean, that lowers the chances, but
definitely a little harder now. I mean, maybe I should stop saying that. Nonetheless, still a great first match by Arcadia, and both teams for that matter.
Oh, absolutely. And if it's anything like the previous round, Arcadia will adjust and bring it in game 2 of this.
Exactly. I think that's one of the great things about Arcadia's team is that the defeat doesn't get them down, it gets them information in which they use in the next games from what I've seen.
Absolutely right.
You do get one more goal, but at this point.
All right, 1 second to go. Then we'll be cutting back to Alex and I to discuss a bit before we move into the next match. How much damage can be done in 1 second? Here we go.
Not much.
All right. Okay, so round one, Arcadia was down 4-0. But as you said, there's a lot of information to be used in there as they adjust on the fly and work out a team strategy to approach this this new rival, as we're calling them.
Exactly. I think you can even see just we can see from the points that Ninja B is a contestant to watch out for, as he has a rather high score in the game. And I think our team can take that knowledge and will use it effectively to decide on how they want to play.
Absolutely. There was nothing that we saw in this first match that our Arcadia team cannot cope with and overcome. Between Ben as team captain, we've got Will, who is swim, and John as Zhanger. I see these guys practice every single week, and nothing that we've seen in this first match is going to get them down. They definitely can overcome this. And if not, at least put up a hell of a fight. And I'm looking forward to it either way.
I agree. I think it's going to be a good round, good match in general.
All right. Looks like the team is queuing up for round two. Okay, here we go. All right, we are in match 2 of the best of 5 with Point Park College.
Arcadia gets the tip off on that one. Nice start to the round. Or match, excuse me.
Yeah, I've been using those terms kind of interchangeably and realized maybe I shouldn't do that. As I imagine at least a few of our viewers are more knowledgeable than I am when it comes to commentating Rocket League. But here we go. Swim sends it down. And Swim sends it back down again. I'm hoping these players don't all put question marks on their names for next round or next set of matches, because that is really tough to work in the inflection in sentences that don't require questions.
Well, now that you said it, I'm most certain they will. And I might have to ask them to do it just because you said not to.
That would be fair, I think. All right, so we're seeing a bunch of back and forth here as both teams are just kind of going through the motions of rotation, pushing up, pushing back, challenging. And that's one of the things that tells you that this is a good matchup. No one's getting completely dominated. Arcadia is coping very well here. Hopefully that's not... Oh, we got a very strategic demo right there.
A lot more demos.
Ben saves the day right over the goal.
Both teams seem to be playing a lot more aggressively this round. They felt each other out. They know what their strengths and weaknesses are, and I think they're just going for it.
Excellent save by, I believe that was John. That could have been Swim.
That was a good one since it was an actual question.
So we're seeing a lot of back and forth here because no teams are really making any major mistakes. Everyone's hitting their marks, everyone's rotating properly, and just keeping the ball moving.
Which is what you really want to see in a game like this. It just shows that the teams are equally balanced and it's anyone's game. But
excellent
we did
team
get the
play
1
right
point.
there. Excellent team play. I hope this replay reflects it, where both teammates knew where the other was, and they just brought it straight to him.
Hopefully we can keep this lead up for a while. I think we can. As long as no... You know, we're not going to say it. Not going to jinx it. I've jinxed it too many times, I think.
No, that's fair. I mean, the first match, it was a shutout. Arcadia was having trouble cracking that nut of Point Park's defense, and it looks like that defense is starting to crack. Like we said, nothing from the first match was anything that Arcadia can't cope with.
No, and I think from watching the second match, they definitely have coped with it, and coped with it well, to say the least. They are now leading with halfway through the game.
Wow. Good
Very
setup,
close shot.
good attempt, and great save right there. I think that was a point where if we were better commentators, we would have been yelling a whole lot, so keep that in mind for the next close call.
Maybe for the next goal, we'll get a little yelling going.
Oh, that could be a decisive miss. Nope. All right, was that Will in position 3 who just saved the day? And then you've got Ben taking it off the roof. Or excuse me, Space Bear. I need to start using people's account names.
The ball seems to be gravitating towards the... Oh, never mind, I said it and I jinxed it, but...
Excellent. Excellent defense right there. Both teams are really just playing at a very quick level. There's a lot of back and forth here, which makes for an entertaining match. It can be kind of tough to commentate since it's tough to see wider plays develop. But Arcadia is absolutely holding their own against Point Park right now. Excellent attempt right there.
Another great shot and goal, I was going to say, too.
It looks like we have Space Beer back in position 3, who is now rotated up to... Looks like he's man 1. Nope. And you can tell Point Park is caught a little off guard with the amount of pressure they're bringing.
They're definitely being forced onto the defensive, I think, and I think that's probably what Arcadia should be doing right about now with the 1 point lead and 30 seconds left.
Absolutely. So with 30 seconds left, just a single miss could put this this match into a much more precarious situation, but they are doing an excellent job of just keeping it down, keeping it away from the net, blocking out the possibility. Okay, we had a quick miss up there, but it looks like Swim is able to send it back down. Nope.
What we want to see for this is the ball on the ground when the clock hits 0, for those of you who don't know the rules. If it's in the air, it's still fair.
Yep,
But
and many matches have been won in that kind of limbo between the match ending and the ball hitting the ground.
Not today, luckily.
All right, so we're back. Round 2 went much better than round 1. Like we said, it looked like Point Park was struggling to adjust to Arcadia. Arcadia gathered, like you said, Alex, a lot of information from the first round, and was able to rise to the occasion for the second round. This is shaping up a little bit like that first round against LVC.
Yeah, I think the difference between that and this is next game, I think we're ready, willing, and able to get that win.
Absolutely. That was just a good match, and like we said, there was lots of back and forth. These are very nicely matched teams. For any of our viewers who have done any solo queuing with Rocket League, or even playing with teams, matchmaking can be really hit or miss, especially when you're solo queuing. So being able to play cohesively and have things be that close is just great. You don't always get that, especially when you're playing by yourself.
And Arcadia definitely showed off how great of a team they were and their team dynamics that round, with multiple great shots on goal by 2 of the players.
Definitely. And for those of you who are watching, we are hoping to have some player interviews after this round, or after this match, whichever one, round or match. So, if you've got anyone on the team. All right, we're coming back to the game. All right, match 3. Ooh, almost off to a good start there.
Definitely keeping the pressure from the last game and the momentum. It will be good to see, or interesting, I should say, to see how Point Park
Excellent save.
adapts from that last loss. And I think that's really going to make or break that team's dynamic if they're able to come back and adjust with Arcadia's newfound strategy of exploiting their weaknesses, essentially.
Definitely. And one thing Arcadia has going for it generally is consistency. Between Space Spear, Swim, and Janger, these guys have a great sense of communication, great sense of each other's rotation techniques and expectations. I believe Space Spear does a lot of coaching on his own, so he's just got an excellent mechanical as well as strategic and theoretical understanding of the game. So he's usually just a great person to watch, and as team leader, he definitely helps the other 2 players play at their absolute best. Excellent mid-air challenge there. Sent it right back, but Swim was there to get. And it looks like Point Park is pulling off a little bit. I would have expected a little more aggression in that situation. And hopefully Arcadia can capitalize here. Oh, so close. So Arcadia, I think, is definitely starting to see the... starting to see the cracks in the armor. Excellent shot from Swim.
Definitely starting to shape up a bit like last game, I feel like. So if Point Park isn't able to update their strategy, hopefully we'll be able to see the same results as last game as well.
Sure. And that's the play that we just watched is a great example of, if you're one of our viewers and you play Rocket League, but you're still in the lower levels, rotation is something you want to learn about. Knowing when you're supposed to be forward, when you should be bringing yourself back into a more defensive position. But more than that, when you're playing forward, knowing that if you center it, you've got a teammate there who can capitalize on it. And that's what we just saw with Arcadia's first goal of this match. And Arcadia is still playing very aggressively. This is just great to watch. Looks like Ben's going to try to put it down in the middle for someone to capitalize, but there's already a challenge. A nice redirect from Ben to put it right in the middle.
Arcadia's doing a great job of keeping the ball on the opposite side of the field.
Absolutely. They're playing aggressively. They're not missing their shots. Oh, very close.
Yeah, commentating a match like this one is hard because Party just wants to sit and watch it.
Oh, absolutely. And I certainly hope the Point Park team and their admins and everyone in their esports is just enjoying the hell out of this inaugural night for their esports program. Having been part of Arcadia's inaugural esports just whole setup, it's very exciting. And it's no easy task to pull off. Organizing students, putting a funded program together through a school, especially in these times, it's no small feat. So congratulations, of course, to Point Park.
Absolutely.
There it is.
You get the second goal this game, too.
And that looks like, so that was Janger with the actual goal, and it looks like Swim with the assist.
Another great example of how well the team is working together tonight.
Excellent touch from Ben to send it down. Yeah, these Point Park is definitely having trouble coping with Arcadia just absolutely bringing it offensively, and they're not making any mistakes defensively enough to cost them even a goal for the last 2 games so far.
Just about 1 minute remaining on the clock in match 2. We are up 2-0. Hopefully we can get this win and we can tie the rounds 1-1.
Absolutely, and Arcadia is not giving them a chance to breathe in this match. Or I think we're already at 1-1, right? I think this is the 3rd match.
That is correct. I can't remember what I ate for breakfast.
Oh, it's all good. But Arcadia is not giving Point Park a chance to breathe. And it's just great to see. The team is ooh, I think they're able to kind of flex a little bit here, and I don't know, just from watching them play, I have to imagine they're enjoying themselves right now.
For sure, and if they get this game, it's definitely going to be a little bit of pressure off having that buffer of 1 match under their belts, or 2 matches, excuse me, under their belts to the opposing team's 1.
Oh, definitely.
Nice save last minute.
Absolutely. Solid defense is what made all this possible, and
hopefully we can see a touchdown quickly and just end the round.
There it is. Excellent game played by Arcadia. The first game was definitely rough. The second match, they rose to the occasion. Yeah, so the first match was a shutout and you know, a tough loss definitely, but Arcadia rose to the occasion for the for match number 2, and that was 1-0, correct?
For match
was that
number
2-0?
2, it was
2-0. 2-0. Great. Okay.
Game.
And again, they just brought it, and you can see Point Park is struggling to meet the aggressiveness that Arcadia is bringing. Definitely some lessons learned from that first match.
For sure.
And we're just seeing, you know, both teams are playing very well. The sense of rotation is great, and even with Point Park losing these last 2 rounds, they are putting up a hell of a fight. You know, their defense is still on point. Arcadia was able to exploit a couple of misses or just straight up great placement for goals. But you know, these are close games, and it's a good matchup as far as I can tell.
Yeah, I think Arcadia got this, but I don't think we can write off them from pulling off something crazy. If you know,
certainly not. And that's what makes for good watching. All right, looks like we're coming back to the game. Okay, so this could be the deciding round for Arcadia University.
And I believe if it is, it would be Arcadia Rocket League's first win, as this is their second game. So
yes,
for the tournament. So they'd be off to a great start of the season.
We're already off to a good start in this round.
Point Park definitely seems to be aggressive this round, knowing that this is the make or break point for them, and there's no going back after this round if they don't make it.
Absolutely. And it is it's just always so fascinating watching high level play, especially if you play normally at a lower level, in that high level play is, you know, Rocket League is essentially a physics simulator between cars, a ball, and, you know, some walls. And the higher level players have so much time put in that, like, they know how the ball is going to bounce pretty much every single time. And that's part of being at that high level play, is being able to predict and time your jumps based on what it could be a very tricky bounce. So it's always just really cool to watch. You know, good players team up and perform well together. I guess, you know, that probably goes without saying. I just spent a whole lot of time saying good teamwork is fun to watch, but you get the point.
Oh, that's true, though. We do have a similar situation to what was the last
Open
two
net.
rounds of no score in the first minute and a half.
Yeah, both teams are absolutely going for it. And Arcadia is bringing that aggression still, and Point Park is...
Meeting it
They're
ferociously,
keeping
I'd
up.
say. Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're keeping up. They do not want to lose this round, although that also probably goes without saying.
Arcadia,
First time commentating, people, so give me a break.
yeah, I would say Arcadia is doing a good job of keeping the ball on the opposite side of the field, which implies that they are having a little bit more pressure than Point Park. So with that extra pressure, maybe some cracks will start to show in Point Park's defense.
Oh, absolutely. And Arcadia is just not making enough mistakes for them to penetrate the defenses. And that, I mean, that's been key to them obviously winning, but I don't think that goes without saying that Arcadia is just absolutely rising to the occasion for these rounds.
I think Arcadia is warmed up, geared up, no pun intended, and ready to roll. And that's also a pun, I guess. Whoops.
I was going to say, yeah, you should intend those puns.
Okay,
This
I'll
is,
intend them. You know what? I'll do it. We are almost at the halfway mark of what could be the determining game for those of you just tuning in. And
Wow.
we do get a score from Swim. I need to work on my
And-
reflection.
That's right. Swim scores the first goal of what is hopefully the last round of this, the last match of this round. And we're off. Swim
With
puts
another
it
great hit.
downfield. All right, yeah. So I'm falling into the trap of this is an interesting and fun match to watch, and I'm not saying enough. So,
As a
And there we go.
Get the second goal.
Janger seals the deal. And, you know, I just love the idea that Arcadia has surprised the hell out of Point Park. After that first round, I do not think they were expecting this type of cohesion and outright pressure to just come together like it is.
Oh, for sure. And I think that definitely was a deciding factor in the earlier games. Now they definitely know Arcadia is here to win. So it's all about them being able to step up to the next level and fix whatever it is needed to be fixed.
Oh, definitely. And you know, part of the play at lower levels is, you know, you're waiting for your enemy to make a mistake. Or I shouldn't say enemy, your opponent, to make a mistake so you can capitalize on that mistake. And Arcadia is just not making mistakes right now. You know, maybe some mechanical things here or there, but strategically, they are keeping things sealed up. Look at that shot.
Incredible.
Space Spear
spot.
from all the way across. Or not quite. But he saw the writing on the wall, or I guess that came off the ceiling, and just slam dunked it right there. That was great.
Roughly 1 minute in, 3 goals up. It does look rather decisive, but weirder things have happened, and I don't want to
Oh.
jinx it.
No doubt. Going for the demo right there, and he gets it.
Arcadia is definitely not backing down from their ferocious offensive, even though they could easily just sit and have a defense right now, and I think that's really telling of how this team is and how dedicated they are and how cohesive, like Matt has been saying, they are.
Oh, definitely. We got the strategic demo right there. And yeah, Arcadia they're just not letting up. They just want to run out these last 30 seconds. And I'm hoping we'll have some player interviews for you all shortly after this round ends. Ten seconds left. Here we go.
If we win, do we do some screaming, maybe?
Yeah. I'm going to turn up some reverb.
Woo!
Excellent job, Arcadia University Knights. Or are we the E-Knights? I don't know how that works. Excellent game. They came together like I don't think I've ever seen before. All right. Now we're back to Alex and I. Alex, what'd you think of that round? Alex, do we still have Alex?
I am pushing my wrong key to push to talk. I just was saying it was an amazing round to watch, and I think I'm not a Rocket League player, so it was all amazing no matter what. But you could definitely see that those rounds after the first initial one, they really were able to pinpoint the weakness and use it to their advantage.
Oh, absolutely. And it wasn't just pinpointing weaknesses. They brought out their own strengths and just, we can't say they dominated. The scores were close enough to keep each match interesting, but they were relentless in just bringing the ball forward.
Absolutely. I think they were all over the charts in every category possible. Just really, they stepped up.
Definitely. And before we cut to break, before we can get some player interviews started, I think it's worth saying, congratulations to Point Park University with your inaugural esports night with Rocket League. We're so happy we could be a part of it, and we thought that was a great matchup. Your team brought it, and we look forward to playing you in the future.
Absolutely. Great games from both teams there.
Definitely. All right, so I think we're going to go to break for just a few minutes while we get things organized to bring Arcadia Esports' Rocket League team to you. All right, great.
Woohoo!
Yeah, let me, now there's plenty of questions to ask about that round too. Whatever works. I'm good either way. So, okay, yeah, I'll pop down and get them. All right, sounds good.
Okay, it's getting official. That is true. It's definitely cool to see. Like, I don't even think, because you weren't here last year, correct? That explains the name. Yeah, well, last year I don't know if we had any streams. We had like intentions to live stream the arena. I think we were getting a camera above it. I don't know if you've seen it yet or had the chance to see it, but get around to it with all the reasons.
All right.
But congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
I've only got a few questions down. How long do we intend this time to yeah, let me it's 10 of, let's see. Alex, do you have any questions queued up?
Yeah, I got one or two. Not great ones, but good questions.
All right. Okay, so Ben, John, or Will, are there any questions you'd like me to ask outright?
Nah. Got that.
Okay. All right. Hello again, everybody. We are here with Will, John, and Ben of Arcadia Esports Rocket League Team A. And joining me also is Alex. Alex, what's your last name?
My last name is Burger, like food.
Awesome. Alex Berger. I'm Matthew Pellegrini. And joining us is Will, John, and Ben. Guys, how you doing tonight?
Very good.
How you feeling after that win?
It
Really
felt
good.
great. That's definitely the best we've played together.
Oh, absolutely.
Needed
That was that. Watching you guys come together, especially after the rough match one, was, I mean, you guys just it was like watching another team. Like you guys figured out all their cracks, and round 2 from there on just brought it. So I guess we'll stick with round 2. What were comms sounding like in those last matches? How are you guys feeling as one match turned into another?
Our comms, we started off really sweaty the first 2 games, but as we got a little bit more comfortable, we were laughing a little bit more and having fun with it as we kind of set into our zone. But we stayed in it. It was a lot better than our first series. Definitely.
Sure. I mean, they both seemed like pretty good matchups. Nothing was like a slam dunk. There was that 4-0 loss on the game 1, but that speaks for itself when you wound up winning the series. So I mean, there's not much to talk about there outside of like you guys brought absolute pressure and you just didn't give them time to breathe or think or form a strategy. Was that all instinctive? Was just good rotation, everyone playing their parts, or what was the strategy?
I think our strategy going in was same as always. We have a rotation that we've kind of worked out together through watching replays and such, and we just stuck to it. We identified some things that individually we needed to pick up from the first series that we weren't doing, and I think everybody stuck to it and kind of fixed those things.
Absolutely. You guys you were not making mistakes. You were not giving them a crack in the armor to capitalize on. And likewise, just they didn't have time to breathe or think. Alex, I'll stop dominating if you want to ask a question.
I mean, all your questions are great, and again, great game to you guys. I just want to like you just mentioned, in between the first game and the second game, you were coming off a loss. How was that affecting your mentality as a team? Were you guys prepared? Were you guys ready? A little shaky from the past game?
I think that like coming off of that loss, we were ready to play another game because that first game was like super hard, but I think at the same time we improved. Like we were just playing the game. We were playing our game during that whole first series, and I think that like really came together in the second game, even though we lost the first match.
I mean, I think you guys were excellent in the second match and didn't show any signs at all of tilting or anything.
Going into like that very first match of the night, we knew it was LVC, and as Brian made it sure to point out, they were probably like the hardest team we're gonna face out of NACE. So and that first match was actually pretty close. So going into the second match against Point Park, we knew Point Park's actually probably like the second best team that we have to face. So we just didn't let off. We just kept the gas pedal down. We just kept playing our game. Didn't let it get to our heads. That's all.
That was absolutely clear, especially in the second series. Other than that first round, you guys just came together. From series 1, in game 2, was that ball going in right before the timer went off?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Absolutely. 100%.
That was a great moment. How many clips did you guys get from these matches or from these series?
I think I was so focused I didn't even take any.
Yeah. Yep.
I got a few. I'm not gonna lie. Press the button.
Good.
I didn't get any.
Round 4 in series 1, where you had, what was it, 3 or 4 unanswered goals all in the span of 60 seconds, maybe?
That was insane.
Was that mostly Will? I was not keeping enough track to see, but I know Will had at least 2 of them, right?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was, but it was 3-0, and I remember it was 3-0, and there's 3 minutes 11 seconds on the clock, and Will just said, we still have plenty of time, and the next thing you know, goal after goal just kept going in. So
yeah, I just didn't. You can't let that get to you too early in the game, or it's over too fast. So you
No,
just gotta
definitely
push
not.
on.
And as we're talking about, I mean, round 1 is always, each team kind of feeling each other out and getting to know each other, so to speak. And I didn't know that LVC was predicted to be probably the toughest team we'd play. And I mean, you guys rose to the occasion. I don't think it matters whether or not you won necessarily, as opposed to just playing a great game. And you didn't get dominated. So if that's the toughest we have to look forward to, I think you guys have an absolutely bright season ahead of you. Alex, any other questions?
I mean, I guess just overall, you guys, this was your first couple of matches of the tournament. So are you guys ready for the rest? Are you guys excited?
Oh, for sure. I mean, just to like see the progression, just from like we had a CRL on Sunday, and to just see the progression going from Sunday to today, like I mean, we can only go up from here. That's the only way I see it.
For sure. I thought you played X. You guys were all great today.
Yeah, and I guess before we cut the interview off, to all three of you, what was like a moment that stood out? What was the best moment of these two rounds or these two series for you? Start with Ben, team captain.
Just the Will show. Not even anything specifically, but the improvement that he made from our performance at CRL on Sunday. Just all Will all the time. It was really cool to see that progression happen so fast.
Hmm.
It's all the
Excellent.
mindset. Yeah.
Will, how about
Yeah.
you? What was one of your takeaways?
I definitely would have to go with the comeback of like the getting the 3-0'd, or I guess like in that one match, and then we just came back and smacked them.
Absolutely. And if there was any point where Alex and I should have been yelling into our microphones, I think it probably would have been those. All right, John, how about you?
So I think going after a loss in that very first series, and then just even losing our first game in the next series, just seeing the fact that, like, for example, I'm just gonna go with the Will show again. Like the second he was smacking them goals right back, even though we're coming off of a few losses. Like at that point, I knew like we definitely have a really good shot of just winning this series.
Excellent. Now, I don't know if you know this. This was Point Park University's inaugural esports night. This was the first time they're playing competitively in esports. I think they were playing in person too. Do you guys feel there would have been more of an advantage for you two playing in person as opposed to remotely like we are?
Absolutely. It would have been
Yeah.
even more energy than
Oh,
we
yeah.
have now. More team chemistry, more energy. I mean, the second we get on campus, we're going to get that much better quickly.
Excellent. Love hearing that.
Something to look forward to.
Definitely. All right. Do you guys have any questions or anything else you want to say before we call it a night?
Nope.
Look for the Will show again.
Oh no.
Nothing. Will show next week, Tuesday, 8 p.m.
Yep, hit my line if you're trying to play Among Us. Other than that, not really.
All right. Well, you guys played a hell of a match. Congratulations. And I hope our viewers will tune in next week.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for all tuning in, and thanks for the players for a great game.
It doesn't take much to be a hero. It only takes that small little light in your heart that you want to share.